already created the image or the scenario. And for the most part, everything's done. All I'm doing now is just checking timing issues. It's a process of elimination, and it's gonna take I don't know how long to figure it out, but we'll see what we can do. The music's a little bit loud. It will be fun. Yes, it has to be fun. For the course. What I should do is just put a cable spool out there and I wouldn't have that problem. I mean, there's things with the game that, I mean, it's not perfect. I can't go deleting that. I can't delete those cables, I don't think. Because I could try it, but it might delete everything. If I go to it didn't actually delete everything. Amazing. I think what I'm going to do is put a cable spool out there. It's just I don't want to have a cable get stuck in there, you know. It's just a major pain. When we start the regular mission, the supplies will have a cable spool, and you have to pull your cables off of that anyway, so, and it's easy to do. Just a little trick to it. Okay. What the hell happened to see my mission? It's not there. Didn't I save it? Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I'm a little tired. I've been working on this thing for like almost every day for about a week. And it's finally done, except for having to test the timing issues. And I'd really like to get this going, because I want to get into the mission phase of this game. So, why didn't it save it? I have to check on my man here. Now, I'll see what happened here. I don't know why that got changed. That's weird. Everything has to be start, true, and 1. I put 1 on there. It probably could be 0, but man has to be the start person so that the scenario shows up on the list. Even. Actually went unconscious and died. So you only got one chance in this game, and if you're like 3 months down the road and you start running with a cable or something, it's slightly problematic. Let's see here. You can put the Alt key and turn this around to find the power cable item. And I'm going to go ahead and install both of these. I don't really have to install these power panels if I don't want them. Hit the R key to maneuver that, and then hit the Q key with the tool in your hand, and that installs that. Now we have another. What I've noticed in the game, I've noticed that if there's too much stuff, it will lag to the point where this guy is shaking really bad. Right now, there's no lag with this amount of materials, so I'd say that's pretty good. So we're gonna grab this iron, and let's see here, like that. That's gonna be an input, and oops. Back over here. See the bar key, just straighten that up a little. The output's over here. Hit the Alt key and turn that around. That happens to be some tests here. The timing tests are all there. That's nice. Everything's working really good. So we're gonna do 0.4 for 1 first. And we'll check our time on here. And it's really hard to see it, but it's almost 10 o'clock. And we're gonna hurry up here. And it's already 2 minutes after 10. Oh, crap. Okay. Now, sometimes you'll click on the reaction list and it's not green. So if you click it again so it turns green, hopefully it picks up the right one. But to make sure, we can zoom in here. See, that says 0.4. I don't know if that's 10. I think that's a 0.4 for 10. So if we click this, it's 0.2 for 10. I don't know what's going on here. There's 0.4 for 1 right there. That's the one we want. Can't read the display. That's what we call 0.4 for 10. Should be 0.4 for 1. 1 iron to 1 dewater. And this process should go about 2 hours. It's 10:41, 10:43, 10:44, and we'll start at 6. produced 1 unit at a time quicker than it did 10. So I've got to double practically my time or something. I need like 0.8 for 10 units. It doesn't make any sense. The number is going up for the larger number of units when it should be going down. So if I want that to produce faster, which I kind of do, I wonder 0.5, I wonder if I should go with, well, if I went 0.5 for 1 unit. I mean, God, I don't know. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this. Oops. I didn't really want to grab that. Run that iron. That's already empty. Alright, let me see what the other tests are. We've got, there's a combined 0.4 for 10. And what we did was we did the split 0.4 for 1. So I want to do the combined 0.4 for 1. And of course it won't show it. That's split. That might be it right there. That's combined 0.3 for 1. And that should be combined 0.4 for 1. That's the one we're doing right there. And it's 1510 coming up on 1550. And of course my mic is out of the way. So it was down to 30 units. Well, now it says there's 36 units there. Well, I'll start it at 30 units at 1526. So 36, 46, 56 will be a half an hour. Should get there. So that's about 25 units in a half an hour. So 25 units in a half an hour.
How did it end up putting up Mars soil? Not really sure. So that's 50 units per hour, 100 units in 2 hours. Units in half an hour. So it's about 2.5 hours on the combine. And it's 3 hours. Two and a half hours for combining. Okay. So you have to go through. So 0.3 would be. Well, it doesn't matter because I have to go by the number of units. Now there's another iron can over there. This one's empty. Let's get rid of that and bring this one over here. And I'll just empty this stuff here. Actually, that one I'll keep. I wanted to try something with the Mars soil. I'm not sure why that happened there, but what is this? Oh, that's just standing there. Alright, so let's see if we can find. We've got 0.4 for 10 on the combine. So that's 10 water. Why did I get Mars soil out of that other one? That's weird. It gave me some Mars soil out, but I wasn't running that test. That's strange. I'm not quite sure why that happened. Wait, what's this one here? We're not doing the 0.1 for 10, so it'll take forever. So we're gonna do 0.4 for 10 combine. I'll see if we can. That says 0.2 for 10, but it's actually, oh god, it's got to be 0.4. Yeah, I just didn't correct it in the. It's supposed to be 0.4 for 10. Now I've got to find it in here. You know, that's gonna. Well, these are hard because you can't read the words very good. So there's something else that I may have to change in the wording in order for that to show up better. All right, that's 0.4 for 10, and we get 130 units, and we're in combine. Get both those tanks selected. Let me just look at the time. It is 17:50 and it's getting dark. I wonder if I can slap on another cable here real quick. I probably can't. if you run in spurts, it kind of works. It might give me enough power to do the test here. God, I can't remember what time I started. 1750, I think it was. We haven't even lost 10 units yet. Oh, that says it. Oh, it's 18. Oh, there it is. 18, 15, 1750 to 1815. So that's 25 minutes. And we dropped 10 units. So I know that's way too slow. So 10 units in a half an hour. I mean, it seems like the splitting and the combined sections worked at the same time, the timing rates. Wait, 10 units in a half an hour. I was getting 30 units. This is 20 units an hour. And I was getting 30 units an hour on the split and 20 units an hour. So that's like 6 hours. Oh my god, this is just really weird. Right, so let's go out of the game here, and what we have to do is we gotta go through a process. Just remove this here. We have to unpack the mod. The game will restart. Then we'll Alt-Tab out of this, and what I'll do is we'll grab the synth notepad. I'm gonna grab all of these, the synth and the split, and probably the other one too. Now I'm just gonna click on notepad over here. So the first one that we did is I don't think it's on. God, where is it? It's not on here. I know I put one here. What did I do with it? Ollie 1 and Ollie 2 are missing. What the hell? Huh. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Synth. Split. And Mars. I may have been in the backup directory. So let's put on a test point 4 for 10. That was 3 hours. So like doing all of this stuff takes 3 hours. I mean this aspect of the work I would think probably would take that long. The other splits are going to be more like 2 hours. But the 0.4 for 10 on here, that's 0.4 for 10. That ended up being 4 hours. So what we're gonna have to do is we'll have to change this to a 0.6. And the other one, see, these are all 10 units. That one's 20. So the 20s, I guess, has to be longer, not shorter. So we'll do a 20 test. So instead of making that 0.6, that's almost like a 1.2 or something. It's like twice as long. It doesn't make any sense. So let's go 1.2. This is a 1.2. For 10 on these split rock tests. 0.6 for 10. This is supposed to be 20. So if we look on this list, we've got 10s, 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 10s. There's a 20 there. Now I'll explain the reason why there's 20s in a minute here. There's 10s and a 20 and a 20. So everything's good. So on this part of the project, you're collecting soil samples, and in that soil sample there's a certain percentage of element. So all of this is based on percentages, and that's the correct realistic percentage of the element that's on the planet Mars. So for example, there's only 20% iron oxide, 20% silicon dioxide, and 60% aluminum oxide. 40 to 60% nickel. Well, I put 40 down. Some of the numbers I can go low on. The iron oxide is kind of it's kind of around 15%. There's really not a lot of iron oxide on Mars. That's just the fact. It's probably even closer to 10. Okay. Now the problem with that is it's not actually 10%, it's 1%. And when I looked at the web page on that diagram, I was thinking that the 10 meant 100, and well, I guess I was wrong. And now all of these particles are nanometer sized particles. They're really small. So we're making an assumption in the game that the collecting units will collect and assimilate the nanometer particles into particles that we can use for chemical equations. So it has to sit there and run and keep collecting all of this stuff until it gets the 10%. So all of these collections are a times 10 value. What are you going to do? It's a game, but it's a pretty good simulation. Everything is relative to each other. So there's only like 20% nickel, but there's 40% magnesium, or rather 20% iron oxide, and 60% aluminum. So everything's relative. It's all good. So we're going to test these numbers. Now, why isn't this a 20? So this should be a 20. And that's a 20. So we've got those two for test there, and then we can save that and we'll just X out of it. Then we've got the split, the splitting of the items, which I thought that I had already put in there, but maybe I didn't. Now this is just split, and we've got 0.1, and I don't know like what I was doing here. I believe that the split actually worked, but I don't know if it did or not actually. And most of the numbers in here are there are 1 units, there's a 10 unit, input. They're mostly 1s. There's a 2 there. There's a 4. Well, they're all 4s on the input. So they're mostly 1. There's like a 1 and a 10. That's my biggest problem right now. So maybe let's try. I want to leave that at 0.4. I really do. So, but this one here at 10, we're going to put it at 0.8. And the 0.4, I don't know. Since I'm producing D water, maybe I could change this to D water here on the input. Because I'm running out of iron, and I could just collect it and put it back in here. And that will save me some game time. Now I noticed on one of them I had a Mars soil output which I wasn't supposed to have. And I'm wondering if it's because you see this output here, there's only one output, but yet I put another can in. And I wonder if that's a bug in the game. Like, that could actually be an exploit. So we'll have to check that, I guess. Alright, so 0.8 for 10. We gotta put the number in here. 0.8. I mean, that's point. I don't want to get confused here with this other stuff that's going on. I gotta have a quote. If you lose one quote in the game, everything crashes. I mean, the game does not see anything. So we get 0.4 for 1, 0.8 for 10. And I'm wondering if I should just get rid of this 4. Actually, the number does go up, doesn't it? We could try 0.6 and just see what it does. And we'll collect some D water there. Now, if I got the right combine, let me just X out of those. Go back to my little list here. A lot of processes. So I've got 4 combined tests here set up. We want to use the same numbers. So this is going to be an 8. And I might as well put D water in there too. This is a 0.8 test combine for 10. And the combined 0.4 for 1. Very strange. 20 units in 1 hour, that's just not right. There's something wrong here. There's just really something wrong. What if we change this to 0.8 and this to 1.6? I'm going to get rid of this one. And I don't know what to do about this one here. I don't want to get confused. If I can see them capitals in there. And that, so what we're going to do with the combine is we'll set it at 0.8 for 1 and 1.6 for 10. Strange, huh? And that takes care of that. I'm going to go back into the game. And I want to crank the music down a little bit. It just seems like it was too much. add-ons. Now we have to repack the add-on. And hopefully it doesn't crash. If there's a quote missing, the whole thing will just die. It's like nothing's gonna be there at all. Alright. So, let's go back and get into another page here. Now, I should be able to use the same scenario. I think if you make too many changes, it doesn't like it. But we'll give it a whirl here and see what happens. Of course, everything is just going everywhere. Take the mouse wheel and kind of shake it back and forth there. Now I grab the red part here. Since we're walking over all these cables, we don't want to... If you just give it a little sprint jump there, it should work out okay. You can kind of grab... It's really hard to see that X in there. Just walk this up here. Flip this around. Now I'm not even going to bother with that other. I actually should use the other unit because it's easier to read. Why don't we do that? Let's see. That's a good idea, right? I mean, for purposes of testing. Just have to line that up there. That's a red one there. And we'll just kind of walk it over here. Hit the R key to upright it, Q key. Installs it, and just hit the Q key again. Grab that cable with the E key. Get over there nice and slowly. It doesn't want to reach. You have to kind of pull it up a little bit. It attaches itself to the ground, and you have to really get in there. Where the hell's all my cans? Alright, so we need an iron can here. Okay. And the inputs are the 3. And it's not going in. Why is it not going in? I guess it didn't get installed. Oh, I know why. Because of all these cans. Cute, huh? Now I've lost my iron can. Is that it? No. There's one there. That's the input. Now this should be a lot easier to read for testing purposes and all that good stuff. Alright, everything's there, and the first one we want to do is we want to go to, split rock, 1.2 for 20, 0.6 for 10. I guess that's what we're doing. I'm gonna put both of those cans in there just for the heck of it. 0.6 for 10 right there. We'll start that at 10 o'clock. Right, 10 units is already gone in there. 10 units. Yeah, it's going too fast. Probably. Maybe not, let's see. It's 2 units. That's 120 units in an hour and a half. So that's too fast. Wrong button here. So probably 1.2 for 20 is not going to work. So let's go down and check this one here. We'll do combine 0.4 for 10. Before we had 0.4 for 1. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. 0.4 for 1 gives us 2.5 hours, and we were probably going to leave that. But the 0.4 for 10. See, I don't know. If I even tested that. You'd think it's actually slower. So let me go up and do the split 0.4 for 1. And that's supposed to be 2 hours. So if we go, we have to click this here, I guess. Split rock, we don't do that. Split 0.4 for 1, and we'll start that at high noon. Or actually 11:30. Oh, we're gonna get dewater in Mars soil. soil. That's pretty cool. And we're making fake stuff. So we're coming up on 12, 16, that's about 20 minutes. Alright, so a half an hour, if I can stop it. A half an hour, 50 to 30, so we're talking 30 units in a half an hour. 60 units in 1 hour. 120 units in 2 hours. That's on the split. And that's the 0.4 for 1. So that is okay. I want. So now we can test the see, when he starts moving around, just kind of back him off a little bit, and he like falls asleep like I do. So we're gonna do 0.8 for 10 and see what happens here. On the split. And I'll do that at 12:30 here. We are making progress. Hoo-ah, we got about 4 or 5 tests left to do on timing. And it's like it's ready. Like a whole week almost every day working on this. Something's wrong. I don't have dewater and oxygen. Okay, no big deal. These are just fake outputs, doesn't matter. So we're at 50 of 130. And we're doing 0.8 at 10. And we're going to start this at 11:45 and right about now. This is split. See, there's 3 pages. There's the split Mars soil, the split chemicals, and the combined chemicals. So there's 3 sections. And the timing's different for every one of these. So we're almost coming up on a half an hour. And that's just 21 units. That's 20. So that's 30 units per half hour. 60 units per hour. Oh, you know what? So the number, it worked, but the number goes up instead of down. It goes up instead of down. So for 1 unit, it's 0.4. And I thought for 10 units, it was supposed to be 0.04. But it just doubles. I went from 0.4 to 0.8 for 10 units. So the timing number only doubles. Timing number doubles. And product number is times 10. I didn't know that. I thought that if the timing doubles, that the product number doubles. So maybe if I work with those numbers, I should be alright. Now I'm going to grab the dewater, and we're going to do another test here. And let's just go around here. And we hold E key down to just empty our resources in there. We can move the mouse wheel and it will grab that resource and just stick it over there. It's pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to look for a special process in here. And it's called recombining, or what is it doing? I don't even know now. Why I don't have recycled water 1 in here. I wonder why that is. Synthesize water 1 and 2. Recycled water 1 is up here. That's because it's on a different it's for the small refinery. So some things do get split up here. See, that uses 1 input 3 out, 1 input 1 out. What's dewater 2, I wonder? Recycle waste bed dirty water back to dirty water 4. So what that is, we have these methane beds, we have a fertilizer bed. There's no dirty water in there. There's dirty water output there. I wonder if that should be dirty water too. I have to look up the dirty water. Why is it being recycled? Recombine. Recombine the 2 dirty waters into 1 dirty water. He's moving again. Just have to hit that key and shut him out. Oh, there's the dirty water too. Synthesize dewater. Where's the dewater coming from? But that's a dewater. I'm synthesizing dewater. Why am I doing that? Waterbed production. Oh, okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm producing water for drinking, actually. So there's a long process producing the fertilizer, the nutrients. You get all of these trace nutrients to produce a nutrient output, a certain nutrient output, actually. And then the micronutrients come from waste. The whole process starts with liquid and solid waste, recycling water. That's dewater 2. It's coming back around right there. But what is the other one that I'm a little bit confused. See, I'm producing dewater from methane and oxygen. Dewater from carbon dioxide. Oh yeah, this is not drinking water. However, recycled. Oh, this is what's left over, maybe? extracts and processing from liquid waste. And then but I'm just trying to figure out recycle liquid waste. 20 human waste. Oh, see, there's a process. You only use the bathroom, like, you use the bathroom 3 times a day. Well, technically 3 times every 12 hours. You're allowed. Twice for liquids, once for solids, type of thing. So here I'm converting human waste to liquid waste twice a day. And then the liquid waste gets recycled to dewater. And then the dewater which can also be created by other means, like with methane and carbon dioxide. But if I want to drink dewater, it has to go through a process here. So first it gets chlorined, then you get an output. You get, oh, I guess that's it. You just take chlorine, and I thought there was another process here though. That's just more efficiently. See, the first one, what happens is you get 20 dewater with chlorine, you only get 10 water out. So you're actually losing half of your water in the cleaning process. Which, now that I think of it, well, you don't really, I suppose well, if you get 10 dewater back, you can't recycle that dewater, see? So you really lose it in the process. Maybe it goes up into smoke or something, I don't know. But when you get the large refinery, which has 3 inputs, you get a 1-to-1 conversion, because there's potassium and the bigger refinery is better and that sort of thing. So there are things in here that allow more efficient use once you get the large refinery. So there's the solid waste refinement. Well, actually that produces solid waste, and the reason for that I don't remember. Why am I producing solid waste? I think it was, I don't know, I think why am I producing solid waste? Liquid and solid waste bed production. Well, I'm only producing solid waste. I'm using a fertilizer and micronutrient and everything else. Oh, there's more dirty water there. I'm actually taking nutrients, nutrient 3, which is the last stage of the, actually, where is nutrient 3? Yeah, right there, the last stage. The Epsom salt that goes in to help make the fertilizer for synthesizing fertilizer. Use nutrient 3 for that. You get a fertilizer. Then over here, we actually take the fertilizer, micronutrients, and nutrients 3, which is all the chemicals. We throw all that mix in there, and we're creating this mishmash of stuff. You get methane, hydrogen sulfate, because it really smells bad. And you get kind of plants that are growing and produce carbon dioxide, and we filter out dirty water and solid waste. Dirty water is used for processing things like the alloys and all that good stuff. The nutrient 3 already has 10 water in it. Well, actually, there's 10 water in nutrient 1. Then we take 20 nutrient 1, and because the magnesium and phosphorus is less, and so on and so forth. And the micronutrients our solid waste. We recombine some of the solid waste back into here. With regular water has to be used because micronutrients are also used to create fertilizer. And that step, the fertilizer, goes to our plants and everything else. And we don't want, well, we want all the trace chemicals in there, but we don't want we want clean water to go in the fertilizer, not dirty water. So that's why regular water has to be used. And there's plenty of dirty water to recycle that back once we get going. All of this processing for solid waste and dirty water happens once we get the large refinery and all that sort of thing. But the solid waste, I'm wondering, why did I go back to it? I reproduced some of it there to make the micronutrient. But that still gives me an excess. And none of these are inputs for solid waste. Those are all recombined. See, like the recombine means, like, for example, if you get two items that are the same but they're different levels, and hopefully you can put them in and fill up one can and get rid of the other one, type of thing. It's to create empties is what that is, but that's a spoiler. So synthesized waste. Why do I have the excess of solid waste? I don't know. Oh, I know why. Well, I do and I don't, actually. Where's this? See, recycle liquid waste, that's from human waste. Recycle water. It's in the... Where did I see that? Synthesize fertile soil. I still gotta do a timing. Recycle water 2. Trace nutrients. Synthesize waste. The output is 40 solid waste. See, the thing is, I know you get water out of the solid waste. Oh, maybe... 10 micronutrients in fertilizer. Something doesn't look right with this. I've got to change the inputs on this because one bed produces more ammonia, nitric oxide, less methane. The other bed produces more methane, less ammonia, more hydrogen sulfide. Maybe I need to add hydrogen to one mix, a form of hydrogen, and over here I need to add a form of nitrogen to those beds. Let's see. Add N to N bed. Add H to CH4 bed. That's a tweak. Where's the recycled solid waste? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Synthesize dirty water. No, I gotta synthesize dirty water, but there's other ways to synthesize dirty water. Waterbed production with trace elements. Well, I'm getting dirty water there. And I'm getting micronutrient, fertilizer, nutrient 2. Yeah, something's not quite kosher here. I'm seeing some similarities, and I'm not sure. Alright, let's see. Synth. Waste 1. And then the other one is synthesized dewater. And I get 40 dewater. 40 dewater 2. CO2, O2, ammonia. And I'm using uses 10 micro newts, 1 fertilizer, and 10 newt 2, and the other one is using 10 micro newts, 1 fertilizer, and 5 newt 3 compared to 10 newt 2. Then that one's got the Epsom salt. Wait. That one's got the Epsom salt in it. Nutrient 3. I think this synthesized waste 1 is an issue. Oh, wait, no. See, to produce the fertilizer, we're using nutrient 3. See, we don't want the Epsom salt. See, that's dewater. Okay, you cannot drink this dewater has nutrient 3 in it because the salt is in there, and that dewater cannot be converted. Dewater is not supposed to be able to be converted to drinking water. Or what I need to do is that has to be dewater 2. Synthesized waste 1 needs to be dewater 2. If that's the case, that means dewater 2 is the one that has to be used for all of the other operations, but it's got salt in it. And that's not going to work. That's got magnesium sulfate in it. So let me look at the other synthesized dewater. That's got dewater 2. Why couldn't I change that to dewater and get rid of the, I don't know. That's a problem I'll have to work out later, I guess. I'll have to figure that out later. So I think I got these timings. Which is kind of weird. Let's go to the game. And we're gonna go back and see if we can look at this. So whenever this thing gets done here, get that off of my ears. Alright, let's see here. Synthesize, decom. I left that notepad running. I wasn't quite looking at anything else. Split, decom. And split, decom, Mars. So if we look at split decom Mars, we get 0.6 for 10. Or that was split rock, and I don't even remember if I did this. It's points. It's points, so the number goes up. 0.6 for. Oh, because alright. So if we use 0.4 for 1, that's 2 hours. I don't have 1 unit here anywhere. These are all 10. These are all 10 and 20. So if 0.8 for 10 is 2 hours and I want to go longer, then if the number is bigger, it's quicker. So the number has to be smaller. So, and I had 0.6 for 10 here, and 0.12 for 20. And I may have to go back and test this, because I don't remember testing it. Iron and oxygen. Now the split page. The split page, we had 0.4 for 1, 0.8 for 10, and I didn't do that, did I? So let's look at the numbers. 0.4 for 1 gives me about 2 hours. It's a little bit longer than that. Well, I think I'm happy with it. So let's go ahead and check all the ones. Oh, there's a 10 up there, so that needs to be 0.8. So there's a 1. That could actually be a 5, but I mean, oh, what are you gonna do? It's a 10. It's a 10, it's gonna stay a 10. Now, if the number is bigger, alright, see here, I got a 2 in here. If it's 0.4 for 1, then this has got to be, if it doubles, the other one is like times 10. I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is doubling here. It's got to be a bigger number, you know. Maybe 0.5 for 2. It doesn't make any sense. If it's 0.6 for 2, that's halfway. So that'd be like that'd be like a 5. So maybe we've got to test a 0.5 for 2 and see how long it is. So those are all 1s. Now this is way off. That's a 0.8. This is a 0.4. So you can see I'm making really good progress here, and this would be a 0.5. 0.5 for 2, 0.4 for 1. I worked probably literally 2 or 3 days on just the timing, like when I first started playing the game. Now, I don't know about the, let's see, there's D water, that should, this stuff here might be a quicker timing, so let me just skip that for a moment. Alright, so we've got 0.8 for 10, and that, and we'll probably do it again. Now, I got 0.6 for 4. This is a 0.6. Let's make this a 1, I guess. And this is going to be 0.5 for 2. 0.6 for 4. 0.5 for 2. This is a 0.5. This is a 2. 0.5 for 2, 0.6 for 4. We probably don't have to do these other ones. I think they're working. But it's like I gotta do them again, you know, to make sure or something. I should recreate iron so I can reuse it. When I do it here. Well, actually, I could put it in there. Now there's a 4 down here, a 1, a 1. Oh, I gotta check the numbers, and I gotta check those numbers. So, theoretically, so I was going the wrong way. Now the one-time use thing, let's see, this is a 1. This is a 1 for 1. And a 5 for 1, which I don't know. .4 for 1. As you can see, I'm pretty good at this. So we're going to change this to a 1 for 1. Because I want to see how fast that goes. I didn't change these numbers. 0.8, 0.5, 0.6, 0.5 for 2, 0.6 for 4, 0.1 for 1. That's all saved. Alright, now the timing. 0.6 for 4, 0.8 for 1, 0.8 for 1. Is that right? Yes, 0.6 for 4. 0.8, 1.0, 1.0, 1.0. Now I gotta go back up here. So I'm synthesizing dewater 2 back to dewater 1. That probably takes a while, doesn't it? 0.8. I'm gonna call this a 1.0 because that's just taking Magnesium sulfate out of the water. Okay, now here I've got input liquid human waste, recycle. Convert human waste to liquid waste. Oh, I see. There's 20. What? Only twice a day. Oh, I see. Okay, the whole thing is liquid waste. You do that twice a day. Then, here's the solid waste here. There's actually, out of 10 human waste, there's a lot of water content in the solid waste. It's like 75%. Well, I made it 50-50, so that's what that's all about. And that's a 10 unit, so that should be 0.8 for 10. That's... I could probably make that process faster. See, I'm testing 1.0 for 1, but if I do 10, what am I supposed to do? Make it 2.0 or something? It's so weird. It's just so weird. I'm gonna have to freaking do it and test it. I got 0.8 for 10 because it's supposed to be 2 hours. For 1. And this is going to be... None of these numbers have to be in sequence. I guess this would be a 2, and this would be a 10. And I'm going to make this iron. I think that's it. That's what I think. Now the synthesize. Where was I with this? I think this is all done because all I got is just the numbers in here. I've got 1s, 10s, a 2 and a 4, 9, I got a 5, and I got all kinds of crap in here. 6. So I got 0.8 for 1, 1.6 for 10, 0.1 for 20. I thought there was a 2 in here. So that would have to be like a 1.0 for 2. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just delete it, I guess. Maybe I better make it a 4. Uh-oh. Shit. I made a boo-boo here somewhere. What about this 20? That would have to be even higher, wouldn't it? 0.8 for 1. That's supposed to be... Why is there two of them? I wanted to make this 2.0 or something. I got 1.6 for 10. Why am I doing another 10? Oh my god, I don't know. I'm supposed to be doing a 2 here. There's so much here, I'm getting confused. Now I gotta change the synthesize. It's almost a nightmare. .6 for 10. I got 1s and 10s. And a freaking 2 up there. Well, oh, it's 1.0 for 2. Maybe that's what I was doing here. Zero, 2, 2. Just make some more iron. So you got 1.0 for 2, 0.8 for 1, 1.6 for 10, which is double and times 10, which should work. And then for 20, that's like 3.2 for 20, isn't it? That's 3.2 for 20. Is that true? This is a 3. 3.2 for 20. Copy. Paste. 3.2 for 20. This is 1.6 for 10. Copy. 1.2 for 2, blah blah. Where's the 0.8? 0.8 for 1, that's supposed to be a 0.8. 0.81, and all those numbers are good. 1.6 for 10, 3.2 for 20. All the quotes seem to be in there okay. I think it's okay. I gotta look. Iron, dewater. Why am I inputting dewater? Copy. Keep things a little bit simple here. I had to look at this synthesized waste 1. So I'm using nutrient 3. I got solid waste. Nutrient 3 has the salt in it. And that dewater cannot be recycled. Wait just a second now. If I use the Epsom salt and regular water to come up with nutrient 3 is used to create the fertilizer. There's nutrient 3. Oh god, is it making a liar? Where's the fertilizer created? Right there. So there's the fertilizer with nutrient 3. I'm also using nutrient 3 to create the dewater and the human waste, hydrogen sulfide. Why? I think that should be nutrient 2, which is the step before the Epsom salt. I think the synthesized waste should be nutrient 2. That way I can take that dewater and any of the dewater that I use for processing, and I can use that for drinking water. Now down here we've got dewater that's produced, which makes sense. File, save. Now the synthesized dewater, it seems like maybe I don't even need this, because I'm already synthesizing dewater along with this, but that's an output though of solid waste. I've got 10 methane here, I've got 5. I'm using methane, ammonia, and oxygen and carbon dioxide to produce more of the drinking water, which uses nutrient 2, which is correct. So that really should be dewater, not dewater 2. 40 units. Methane, ammonia, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrient 2. All of that is correct. So my question is, what am I doing with this? I'm creating waste. I'm creating solid waste to put back into, to create micronutrients. It's like a feedback is what it is. It's a feedback loop. So to create micronutrients you need solid waste. I only need 6 solid waste, methane, hydrogen sulfide, ammonia is in there. It's using the solid waste to create these little critters, and I'm using it at a 10-to-1 ratio. So that makes a lot of sense. What doesn't make sense is the amount of human waste that I'm creating down here. Instead of creating 40, maybe all I need is like 24 or something, or 25. Because I'm using, like, I'm using a total of 10, 20, 30, 40 to 50 micronutrients, which is a total of only 6 solid waste. So theoretically, and then all the other trace nutrients, I don't use any of the solid waste. I use regular water. So it seems like I could take, I'm not going to be creating that much solid waste. It doesn't make sense. I wasn't going to do this in the video, but I am. So I'm wondering, something's got to go here. I like the synthesized water down at the bottom. Synthesized waste does need to be done. What if I change it to 25? And then the dewater. You've got methane. Water is H2O. There's no oxygen. Really, there's oxygen and water, but I've got 5 units of water there, and I'm producing H2O. Well, carbon dioxide, well, there's supposed to be plants and shit growing in there to create this water, and I'm just wondering if I've got too much water in there. Whereas down here I've got oxygen. I've got 10 units of oxygen and 5 units of methane. That's 20. That's H2O. What is it? 10 H2O? 10, 20. I think it's... Well, more water gets created by the creatures grow the water. But I'm just wondering if there's too much water up here. I got 10.5 on nutrient, and down there I've got 10.10. So I've got really a double amount. So maybe this should be a 20. I'm producing 40 water down there, so if I produce 20 water up here, because I'm producing solid waste. I mean, even if I produce 20, I'm just going to make it 25. That'd be good. And I'm going to go back to these numbers, though. The numbers are all screwed up down there. I mean, here I've got inputs of 6, 5. The numbers have to be higher. If I did one for 5, I don't know what's it supposed to be. 2.0. I got 1.6 for 10. It's all the synthesized group's all screwed up for the timing. It just really is. I got to do some experiments and go with this and run these numbers. This is supposed to be 0.8 for 1. 1 for 2, 1.6 for 10. So if I split that, that's 1.3 for 5. Possibly. Let's do that. Say copy, paste. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we could put a 5 in here. This is going to be 1.3. For 5. 3.2 for 20, 1.3 for 5, 1.6 for 10, 1 for 2, 20 for 1. I think it looks good. All the numbers, it looks good. Now I gotta go in there and see if it'll work. Resource mod 2. Now I'm almost wondering. So far I've been pretty lucky I can reuse my scenarios. But when I start the real mission, I'll have to create a whole new setup. I think I'm getting close. I think I'm getting a headache. Alright, so scenario. CQ1. See what we can do here. Just left click on that to grab those cables. And E to drop that. And if we're lucky, I wanted to look at that printer too. Get up there. This other guy anyway. I probably don't need it, but That X thing is really hard to see, and I can't... Let's grab this and just give it a heave. Find a power plug there. It doesn't matter which refinery you use, they both use the same. That does not go there. The red goes into your power. Well, I don't care, I like the game. I mean, there's some things about it that... Why is it not working? Something's wrong, it must have gone into something. Maybe I left it too quick, like sometimes if you leave the object too quick before you install it, it doesn't seem to work. You gotta kind of hang out, you know, just let it do what it's supposed to do. Now if it doesn't reach, you know, just give it a little fling there, and lo and behold, you know, everything works hunky-dory. So somewhere down here there should be a red canister. There's one. And that goes there. And that's silicon dioxide. Something that was another thing I was supposed to test. There's some more iron. Shit. I wanted to test that silicon dioxide. Maybe I'll just throw this in here too. That's a 5 times, and what that does, it gives me, well, the story is that you're starting out on this mission, and when you land, you have no cabin. There's no pressure in the spacecraft. You have access to hydrazine, and there's some other chemicals in there that you can get access to. And there's ways to grab that stuff. So if we look at the reactions, and for silicon dioxide, what we're doing with that is we have a one-time availability of supplies. We can grab. What we do is we grab the. The first time we want to grab this here. This is a 5 times output, so it's like not even worth. It's just going to be really fast, and for every 1 unit of no, that's not green. So if I click this, it kind of doesn't show up. If I make it green, it still doesn't show up. Now, okay, there it is. So I'm going to start this right at 10 o'clock, and this thing should whip out product in like less than a minute. And as you can see, when it's all done, it fills it up. So I've used about 15 units of that, and I've got 130. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've used 15, 120, 240, 240. 480. I mean, there's a crap load of. See, I've only used 15 units. See, the way this works is the silicon dioxide thing is just a valve, and you've got access to these tanks in the ship. and whatever, and you're able to produce this amount of CO2 and hydrogen. And then what you do is you take those values, and what you can do is, hydrogen's pink, you'd think hydrogen would be yellow, so the colors are messed up. Carbon dioxide should be more of a blacker color. I'll probably have to go and do the coloring. Some of them are just not right. But the timing's okay. That's all I'm doing now is just timing, so... Well, I suppose I could just empty this. And let's grab this iron. Oh shit, I just emptied the iron. I was holding down what I thought was the R key, and I was holding down the E key. And I lost a whole crap load of iron. That's not good if you're doing a real mission. That's like, that's actually like, 1 can of iron is like 3 or 4 days worth of work. So I gotta really be careful when I screw with that. Alright, well, what have I got in here? It's empty. Oh, shit. Well, I may not have any iron. Oh, God. I think I just dumped all my iron supply. I only had 2 canisters. I used 1. No, wait, don't I have... Oh, that was silicon dioxide in there. Oh, God, I've got no supplies. Because I just emptied out all that friggin' iron. Oh, this is just not my day. I want to look at this printer. I got no way to create anything from an empty canister. God. That was just not right. Now I wanted to see... There's something I want to see, like if you click on these... Wow, 20 iron just to make that. That's like... just impossible. I mean, these iron usages are not so bad. 1 unit a day. I mean, like I get with the alloy, I'm getting about twice that, so that means I can make only 2 of these parts a day. So if I go back to that list, God. We're talking 50, 60, 70, 80 parts divided by 2. 80 divided by 2. That's 40 days to make the big printer. Which, it's kind of about right, because, so that's less, yeah, it's 40 days. And then you've got to make the objects in the printer. Like, if I want to make, this large refinery. So we're talking, that's 150 units of iron divided by 2, 70, 80 units of product, 20, that's about 20. wait. It's about double. It's 80 units of iron. And I might be able to get 40. What did I say? I think I said 160. I thought I said 160 units of product a week. I don't know. But anyway, this is the width on this thing has to be a 4. And what I really wanted to start making was these resource barrels. So if that's a 3 by 4 by 3, this is a 2 by 2 by... That's a 2 by 2 by 3. Meaning what I'm thinking, because I'm really going to have a lot of materials, and I'm going to need to be able to store stuff, and I don't know exactly what yet, where I'm going to have the excess supplies, but I've made a way to be able to create empty canisters, which now I really think I'm going to need to be able to do. I could use the extra solar panels and the extra the rock processor uses twice as much. That's the small one, uses 90 iron. I wonder how fast that big one works. Like, I wonder how much more efficient it is. And then the other thing I've got to build, I'm going to build that. That's the important thing right there. I don't know if you can make food in this thing. Uh-oh, it's lagging like really bad. Why the hell is it doing that? Oh, I don't know why that happened. Oh, it's lagging really bad all of a sudden. What the fuck? That never happened before. Wow, access to the printer is like lagging terrible. I've never seen that happen before in the game. That is strange. Shit. I've never seen that happen. I don't know. I gotta grab these cables again, don't I? It's kind of like a slow motion thing. I feel like I want to hook up this printer again. I might be able to just use one cable. Well, I gotta get to my product testing before I do anything. Did it come on? Shit, I got the wrong one. Make sure I get the R key this time. Alright, let's see what we got here. So we know that other one works, times 5. So what do we have to do? We gotta do 0.6 for 10, 1.2 for 20. 10 iron gets me 10 oxygen. And we'll start that very quickly here. At 9 o'clock. Uh-oh. That's not what I wanted to have happen. So you really gotta have 2 cables hooked up to this big unit so that you don't lose. I don't know if the processing like totally restarts all over again or what it does. I have no idea. But I didn't have any problem before with 2 cables attached. Oh, I wanted 1.2, 0.6 for 10. It's 30 units in 20 minutes. So 30 units in 20 minutes. So if I multiply that by 3, that's 90 units in 1 hour. That's way too fast. That's way too fast. I have to go half of that. I gotta go half of that to get... See, these different sections run at different times. If I do 0.3, that should give, maybe that should give me 3 hours. This is, no wait, 90. That's about an hour and a half. Come on, hold still. Alright, so now we're gonna go down here. I want to do, let's see. Oh God. I got 1 for 1. 0.8 for 10. I think I was supposed to try that one. I mean, I already did it. 0.8 for 10 and split. I already did that. It's 2 hours. Point 4 for 1 is supposed to be 2 hours. 1 for 1. Oh, we gotta do 0.5 for 2. Let's combine. Split. Huh. Wait a minute. Split 1 for 1. 0.8 for 1. That's combined. Maybe I'm doing combine. God, it's not showing up. Split 0.5 and 2. Oh, it doesn't show up because dewater and hydrogen. Alright, I'm gonna empty this. Don't need that. That's empty. So I need another one here. I'm gonna go back to the split here. I can't find it. One point one and 1. Point 8 for 1. Well, I guess I'm gonna do this one. Because I can't see the numbers I'm not seeing. Let's see. 1.0 for 1. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I know that's going to be fast. This is 11:50. Units in 10 minutes. So we're talking less than 120 units per half hour. It almost seems like I gotta go back out. I thought I was testing more things. But I need to get this split fixed. 6 to 10 is just too quick. So we have to unpack this. I should keep track of my time here. Split. So supposedly that's okay. The 1 for 1 was was less than half an hour. That's the ferrous chloride converter. .8 for, oh, that's .8 for 10. Why didn't, I don't even think these showed up here. Just so confusing. I got .8 for 10. It's 2 hours. .4 for 1. Which doesn't make any sense at all. And those ones I didn't get up in there. That's converting dewater 2 back to, I don't think I think I took the dewater 2 out. Multitasking here. See, that's just dewater. And that's dewater. There's no dewater 2 anymore. So I'll go to my elements list here. That hydrogen is supposed to be yellower. I had to do all the colors. I thought I did. Where the hell is dirty water? Dirty water 2. So I don't need that. So for 20, it's supposed to be 1.6. I got a 20 in here. .5 for 1. I got .4 for 1. It said it was 2 hours. And a 1 to 1 is like a half an hour. Strange. It's really strange. I just want to slow this down a little. got the 0.8 for 10. I don't think I need this. .4 for 1. 0.5 for 2. I'm supposed to test this 0.5 for 2 here. This is 0.6 for 4. And that's all split. Oops, I just went back into the game. I said to try 0.3 for 10. When the hell was this split? I got 0.8 for 10. Oh, wait a minute. Oh god. 0.3 for 10. Wait a minute, that's split rock. See, these times are different. I think they put that in there so you can't screw with it. Like, nobody can figure this shit out. Well, I can figure it out, because I'm gonna figure it out. So, let's do the 0.3. And maybe that gives me the 3 hours. And if that's 0.3, then for 20, this should be double that. 0.6. And that takes care of that. Jeez, I got a lot of shit in here. I got 5.0 for 1. That's probably way too fast for all this other shit in here. For this recombines, it's like super fast. Well, whatever. Wow, I got 0.8 for 1, 1 for 2, 1.6 for 10, 1.3 for 5, 3.2 for 20. I want to see how fast 5 for 1 goes. I'll put iron. What about that? I could put the silicon dioxide in here. Because I got that can out there. And it's not really I already tested that. It's not doing what I want to save. Exit. And this would be my last attempt here at trying to test these timing. The timing numbers should be... They should be okay now. So I've got to go to my resource mod and repack it. But before I do, let me go to my notepad here and just take that off. I want to save my work. I mixed a couple of mods one night, and when I unpacked, I thought I lost everything. It was pretty scary. Like, I thought I lost a whole day's worth of work. So that stuff can happen. You just have to keep saving your stuff, and the power went out once, and that almost screwed me up because I couldn't think. Let's go to another page. We're getting close. I mean, I think we're getting close. I really do. I really think we're getting close. I don't know what that lag was, though. That kind of bothers me a little. Whether it just affects that little printer or not, I don't know. So, with this big printer, this big resource machine, we really need to have 2 of these. Something I kind of didn't know about before, but I know it now. And in the game, for the first couple of months of the actual gameplay, we won't even have access to that big printer for quite a while. Like 2 months. He's trapped in his frickin' steps here. So, like, hopefully we don't, I can't get that in there. Oh my god, why won't it go in? I had to turn it somehow. I wonder where that silicon dioxide went. I'm supposed to do something with that. Kind of forgot what, actually. That's iron. Now when I'm playing the mission, like, everything's gonna go so much slower, and I'll have so much more time to do things. right now I just work quite fast because I played the game for so long. Sounded like something didn't get connected here. Alright, so first we want to look at that silicon dioxide and grab this. Silicon storage, did I... Okay, there's the... That's 5.0 to iron. Recombined silicon. So let's do the 5 point and see where that puts us. Oh yeah, this is 1 unit at a time. Oh, it dumped 1 unit of iron into 130 units in 20 minutes. And this is empty. I think it was recombined. I think it was SiO2 to iron. And I think it was 5.021. Alright, now we're gonna do iron here. And I want to go to .5 for 2. 40 units and a half an hour. 80 units per hour. That's way too fast. So that needs to be like cut down almost in half. Maybe 0.3. If I cut it in half, that would be 40 units an hour. It'd be 120 units in 3 hours. That's too long. .25. If I do 0.3, let's try 0.3 for 2. Now what else have we got here? .8 for 1. And I thought I did both of these. I really did. I can't remember. God, there's so much to do. I can't keep track of it all. 1.2 for 20. Did I change this? 1.2 for 20. I thought I wanted to do 0.3 for 10. That was on a split rock. That's something we could have changed. 0.3 for 10 right here. Iron into oxygen. Wonder why it won't let me connect. There's only one output, but yet I have to click on 2 outputs. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try 0.3 for 10. That's what we added. That's at 90. So 90. Oh. 20 units every half hour. 20 units per half hour. 40 units per hour. 120 units for 3 hours. 120 units for 3 hours splitting. It's still too long. I don't think I want 3 hours to split this stuff. It's just too long. 0.6 was 90 units an hour, and 0.3 was about 45 units an hour. So if I split the difference and go 0.45, so I hate it when it does that. What is that? It's 45, that's like 20 extra units. That's like 60 units an hour. I may have to go with 0.4 and see what that does for me. So that changes all the other numbers. That's split rock. Oh god, no. Oh yes, it's split rock, isn't it? Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. So that is correct. That's for split rock. So 0.3 for 10 works. That's for 3 hours. Wait a minute, 3 hours? Split rock? Yeah, that's right, because it takes about... It takes a good 6 to 6 hours to collect the stuff. And then another 3, you know, you're kind of pushing it, so... It's like you almost get the whole product in one day. Split. Alright, so what else we got now? We're not gonna do... I'm not gonna do that. I think we've already... let's just keep going here. Split 0.8 for 1. Why do I have split 0.8 for 10 and split 0.8 for 1? I have no idea. 0.5 for 2. 2 iron and dewater. We could do this one. We got 70 and start that right now. Suggested to change this to 0.3 for 2 already before. That's like 20 units. 20 units every 15 minutes. 40 units for a half an hour. Yep. Do the combined 0.8 for 1. One iron. One dewater. And we'll start it at 1500. And he's got 50. No idea what the fuck happened. I don't know what happened. Oh. I see what happened. Let's swap these two cans here. I could just empty this can. He shouldn't have that in his hand. Alright, so iron out, and I'm gonna find this combine. 0.8 for 1. 30 units and so that's about 30 units. So it's 30 units at 15 minutes, 60 units at 30 minutes, 120 units an hour. That's way too fast. That's like way too fast. God. The combines need to run 3 hours. So if I do 0.4 for 1, I thought I had this fixed. I want to run this again just for kicks here. So if that gets up to 40, drops down to there's 30 units right there. Yeah. So if I cut that in half, that's only 2 hours. If I cut it in half again, it's 4 hours. So I'm thinking 0.3. I gotta go back. I have to go out and put these numbers up. This is all part of, and you can't go in and change. If you change the amounts, you change the timing. The amounts are dependent. The timing's dependent on the amounts. So if the amounts go up, the timing changes. I knew I ran into this problem, so that's why I had to make sure to try to get all the amounts the same as much as I could. But a lot of it's based, well, some of it's based on percentages, so I could do either 100% or 200%. And everything worked out pretty good. I don't know where I am here. Chemical, chemistry, synth. Split. And that one. Alright, so this is a split rock, and I believe the split rock was okay, 0.3 for 10. So what about the 5? The one for one split is less than half an hour. One for one. Did I even do that? Well, anyway, I've got 0.3 for 10, so 0.6 for 20, which I didn't actually test. And I'm wondering if I should test the 0.6 for 20. It's supposed to be the same. Those are the only two numbers I got in there. Mars core sample to Mars waste. I don't have Mars core sample. Oh, yes, I do. And I'm wondering, this should probably not be so fast. I'm using 0.3 for 10, 0.6 for 20. 5 for a 1. Let's change this. 5 for a 1. 5.0. So we'll have two things to test in there. 5 for 1 and 0.6 for 20. It takes care of that. Now the split. 0.8 for 1 was too fast, so we're talking 0.3 for 1. And that's 0.8. We got to go. Oh, I got 0.4. And the split's 2 hours. Why do I have 0.8 for... Wait, that was... So this should be 0.6 for 10? God, I don't know. It was a double times number. So if it's double on the left, it's times 10 on the right, supposedly. 0.3 for 1, 0.8 for 1. I don't need this. 0.5 for 2. I thought we did that. I don't have it written down. 0.6 for 4. God, I don't know. If it's 0.3 for 1, 0.6 for 10, 0.5 for 2, I don't know. 0.6 for 4. I got 0.6 for 10 is supposed to give me 3 hours. So how can 0.6 for 4 give me that, you know? It's like I need these two numbers, and I don't know what they're supposed to be. If I go from 1 to 2, that's not a times 10, it's only a times 2. So maybe if it's 0.4, and then if that doubles, that'd be like 0.5, but that's 0.6, that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense at all. I'll put 0.45 in here. And that's all of those numbers. It's like they all have to be tested. Oh wait, this is 0.6. That's 0.6. 0.3, 0.4 for 2, 0.45 for 4, blah, blah, blah. Save. Oh, and then I wanted to change. I got 1.0 to 1. I have to look at those other numbers. Now the combine is supposed to be okay. Oh God, look at all of those numbers in there. What's over 2, 1.6 for 10, 1.3 for 5. I don't have 5. 1.6 for 10, 2 for 5, 2.2 for 20. Combine to get the direct output. 2.0 for 1. Alright. Now I should save it again. See, the reason for doing these saves is if something screws up like Royal, like you forget a quote or something and it crashes, and you can't, swear to God, you cannot figure out what is wrong. I got a lot of game saves in here. Alright, we'll practice and hopefully this should be the last set of tests here. If we could be so lucky, you know. So I should test them all. I should test all the numbers. I hope this works. Then I can be done and work on creating the mission and play this thing my way or the highway. What time is it? 1 o'clock in the morning. It's not too bad. Should be able to figure it out right now. Really hard to see that X. Right, we're looking for iron. That I can't get that in there because I gotta adjust it right. Oh god. Just dropped it. It's gonna go right down the road. Look at this. I cannot get that in there. And I dropped it again. Oh my god. I'm getting tired. That's got the silicon dioxide in it. I don't remember if I'm doing anything with that. I don't think I am. That ought to be enough empties. Now, we want to do the split rock. This is 0.5 for 1. So I gotta write this crap down. Oh, that's 5 for 1. Shit. That's not what I wanted to do. For 20. Let's just skip this. Damn it. Split 0.6 for 10. That one I do want to do. Is 20 units. 20 units in 15 minutes. 40 units in a half an hour. What the hell? How did I come up with the same number? That isn't right. 80 units an hour. That's still too fast. It went from 70 to 50. That's 20 units in 15 minutes. .3 for 1. And we're getting back water and iron. Dewater. And iron. I started at 1050 at 50 units. About 10 units, 10 minutes, 30 units, 60 units, in an hour. It's still a little too fast. Now you know what I could do. 25 units in a half an hour. 50 units per hour. 100 units in 2 hours. That's 2.5 hours. I think this is gonna work. This is split. I think I'm gonna go for it. So I got that number. And what I want to try now is there's another test here that I want to try. Grab our iron here. And I don't know what this, that's empty. Water, let's take this oxygen. So what we're gonna do now is what's called a recombine. We've got 2 irons, and I want to recombine both of them into one bottle. There's 2 irons, and it's right at the end, see that? So the recombine process shouldn't take that long. I'll start it at 12:15 and see what happens here. Oh, it only did 1 bottle. Oh, but it emptied that one. Well, that's not going to help me because that's not going to help me. I was wondering, it has to have 2 inputs. So, well, it might help me. If I had another bottle of iron, right, I mean, I could use the 2 inputs, and now I've got an empty. And then I just keep going with the other empties. There's a way to do that then. Like if I've got 2 or 3 cans of iron, then I can fill up one empty and empty these other ones into that one bottle. So the recombine works, but you've got to have 2 of these to make it work or something. It sort of works, I guess. It's better than nothing, right? Like if I got, well, I still have 2 partially filled. But what if I've got 4 that are partially filled, okay? Then at least I can get 2 of them empty. So there's progress that can be made by recombining some things. Right. There's that little trick. So I got this empty bottle here. And I don't even know if I can do anything else. Actually, let me grab this iron. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I can do any other tests. So I got this number, 0.3 for 1, but the 0.6 for 10 is too fast. Maybe it needs to be 0.4 for 10 or something, you know? I just don't know. Three for 5, that's combined. 5 iron to 5D water. 10 iron. 2 iron. 1.0 for 2. We could probably do that one. Oh, you know, that's interesting. Converting iron to iron. You know, the recombine, maybe the recombine only needs one input, not two. Well, we can test that out right here. Meaning I've got one bottle at the end, and I just take the empties and go and do it that way. I don't need two, I just use one of them. So I just emptied that out. Yeah, I don't need two, I only use one. Interesting. See, I never would have figured that out if I hadn't seen that by accident, you know? You learn things in life by accident, and sometimes they can become really unfortunate. And what is that story? Is it part of life? I don't even want to talk about it because I did something by accident and pretty much messed up my life, but what are you gonna do? I don't like this idea of living and learning. Split rock. That's 5-1. I don't want to do that. 1.2 for 20. Just the output. 20 iron. Let's go to the combine. See if we can do something here. 0.8 for 1. 1 for 2. 1.6 for 10. 1.3 for 5. Jeez. These numbers are all screwed up here. Combine. I get 0.8 for 1. 1 unit. 1.6 for 10 is 10 units. .3 for 5 is 5 units of iron. Let's see if we can do that one. I guess we'll just wait. We'll do 15, 20. Hold still. I'm not sure what happened. I have no idea. Oh, I did 5 for... I don't know what I did. I don't know. Small steps. I don't like small steps. the old notepad here. No. Split rock. 5 for 1 was way too fast. Why did I do a 5 for 1 in there? Oh, because I was converting that. I don't know why I couldn't make it just a 1 for 1, you know? Wait a minute. Wait just a minute now. This split rock is supposed to be 0.3 for 10. I've got all these 0.4. And 0.6 for 1.2 for 20. It's supposed to be 0.6 for 20. Which I didn't try yet. So this would give me a little over 3, well, something. Now see, there's this 20, and it's supposed to be 0.6 or 0.4. I don't know yet. Let's just put a 0.4 in there anyway, for now. And this one. So that's a rock crusher, so that's a 1. Minus soil to model. This could be a 2. Now, I don't see a problem with that. Oops. That's a 20. So 0.4 is for 20, 3 for 10, 0.4 for 20, 0.4 for 20, 0.4 for 20, 3 for 10, 3 for 10, 3 for 10. Three for 10, 3 for 10. What do I got? 2 of those tests in there? No. I got 0.6 for 20. God, I don't know. 0.3 for 10 gives me 3 hours. Just to split this stuff. I think, but 0.420 I think is going to be longer. And if I use 0.5, if I use 0.6 for 20, see, I'm wondering if I should change this to a 0.5. could change it to a 0.45, couldn't I? And that's the end of that one with that in there. Now the split. Wait, to combine, I've got 0.8 for 1. Now see here, these are all 0.3 for 1, but it's supposed to be 0.8, so this all has to be changed. And the 10, I don't know. I didn't get that far. It's a bigger number, that's for sure. So it should be like 1.6, but I don't know. The number is supposed to double. Now if it's 0.8 for 1, 0.9, I don't fucking know. 0.9 for 2. I made a mistake up there. .6 for 10. 1.6. 0.9 for 2. 1.2 for 4. 0.8. Look at all these numbers to test in here. God. Supposed to be 0.8 is 1, 1.6 is 10. So if I split that, that's 4, that's 1.2 for 5, maybe? .8 for 1, 0.9 for 2. These are all freaking 3-hour combines. Now see what happens if you've got a 1 and a 20 in there. See, there's variations. All this stuff's gotta be... Oh, that's a 5. I don't know what a 5 is. I think it's a 1.2. I'm just gonna make it 1.2. 8 would be... This is 2.0. And now for this, copy, paste, 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 paste. Look at all these recombines. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop out all of the double inputs because we don't need them. And that's a different one. Now, almost theoretically, I could actually play this game now. But I don't know. My big question now would be 3 inputs. I've got, I could use dewater as an input here, and I could use silicon dioxide. And we could use 20 iron, and maybe 5 of this, and go by the lowest number. And I think I'm gonna call it quits. I think the last part that I gotta do is the split was 0.3 for 1, so we know that works. the other ones the 6 and 10 was too fast. You know, it's like I could try 0.4 for 10. I don't know. God, I don't fucking know. So I got 4, 2, and 10 to figure out. And then that'll be done. Where the hell is it? I don't know. Let's try to put a 0.4 in there. It doesn't make any sense. I got 0.44 for 2. .45 for 4. Yeah, I don't know. I just gotta try the numbers. And I need more iron. So that's probably done as far as streaming. I gotta redo. Oh god, this is combined. .0 for 2 makes no sense. The numbers just don't make any sense. I have to kind of keep going in this process of elimination. It just takes forever. I got some of the numbers done, but you see how long it takes? So the rest of it I'll do without streaming. I'm done streaming for the night. Hopefully that was interesting somewhat.